Welcome to Job Bridges Japanese Language Training Center. We provide an online tutorial for people who aspires to work in Japan. Before we start, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel to keep you updated on our lessons to help you master Japanese language in no time.
Konnichiwa minasan! Welcome back to lesson 39. And in this lesson, we'll be discussing about the use of te or de in between sentences and how to use no de as well as tochu de. So let's start. Let's begin with using the te or de in between two sentences. So for that, we have verb te form. Verb nai form will become verb na kote, while the e adjective, it will become kote, and then for na adjective, we remove the na at the end of the sentence or at the end of the adjective and change this into de, followed by another sentence. Now, what is this sentence used for? So in this sentence pattern, so the first part of the sentence presents a cause and the second part presents the consequence produced by the cause. So it might sound like kara, but unlike kara that you learn in lesson 9, this pattern has many constraints over its usage. So let's start with the examples. So the words which come in the latter part are limited to those words which do not contain volition. Again, we use this sentence pattern to sentences or words that do not contain volition. So for verbs and adjectives, this is used to express feelings such as bikkuri suru, anshin suru, komaru, sabishi, ureshi, and zannen da. Such as that. Example, ニュースを聞いてびっくりしました。Again, ニュースを聞いてびっくりしました。I was surprised to hear the news. So, in this sentence sample or sentence example, te has been used to express a feeling of surprise upon hearing the news. Another example, 家族に会えなくて寂しいです。Again, 家族に会えなくて寂しいです or I'm sad because I can't meet my family. In this sentence, the te sentence pattern has been used to express sadness because of the situation wherein the speaker cannot meet his family. Aside or instead of using kara, the speaker uses the te or the ai nakute in this sentence pattern. Now, potential verbs and verbs that expresses states, or this can also be used when you want to express potentiality or a certain state. Example, 土曜日は都合が悪くて行けません。Again, 土曜日は都合が悪くて行けません。Saturday is inconvenient for me, so I cannot come. So in this sentence pattern, you express a state wherein something or you are inconvenient during that day, so you cannot come. Another example, 話が複雑でよくわかりませんでした。話が複雑でよくわかりませんでした。Instead of saying 複雑ですから、the sentence or the speaker says or uses the 複雑で。So the story was complicated, so I could not understand it well. In the first example, he or the speaker uses it with an e adjective. So instead of saying warui desu kara, the speaker uses or says warukute. And then in the second example, fukusatsu is a na adjective. So instead of saying fukusatsu desu kara, the sentence or the speaker says fukusatsu de, saying because. Now, the de sentence pattern can also be used with narrating situations in the past. Example, 事故があってバスが遅れてしまいました。Again, 事故があってバスが遅れてしまいました。Or the bus was delayed by an accident. By using the 遅れてしまいました, this states that the sentence happened in the past. Another example. 授業に遅れて先生に叱られました。Or I was late for the lesson, so I was scolded by my teacher. わかりました皆さん? Now, when the latter part of the sentence contains volition, when you're trying to tell someone not to do something, the phrase with de cannot be used, and instead, the phrase kara is used. Again, of course, when you're trying to tell someone not to do something, okay, it is a volition, and you cannot use de. You have to use kara. Example, 危ないですから機械に触らないでください. Again, 危ないですから機械に触らないでください. It is dangerous, so please do not touch the machine. Okay? You are telling someone not to do something, so we have to use the kara. Never use the te form. So do not use 危なくて機械に触らないでください. Alright? Always use ですから in a volitional sentence. わかりました? 覚えてくださいね. Now let's move on to noun de. Now noun de is often used for natural phenomena and events such as 事故 accident, 地震 earthquake, and 火事 fire, and so on. Any natural phenomena. Example, 地震でビルが倒れました. Again, 地震でビルが倒れました. Because of the earthquake, a building collapsed. Now, you can also say 地震ですからビルが倒れました, but isn't it faster to say 地震でビルが倒れました? Alright, now another example. 病気で会社を休みました. Again, 病気で会社を休みました. Because of illness, I took a day off work. Now, this is how you would oftenly say this. Never say something like this. 病気で明日会社を休みたいです. This one, the second sentence, no. This is very wrong because it's like you already you are expecting to be sick and you wanted to take a day off from work. Now, doesn't it sound very negative when someone wants to take off at work? Typically, you don't want to take a day off from work, right? Especially in Japan because they value having work. わかりました皆さん? Now, let's move on to using node. Now, I believe you often heard this in Japanese conversations, right? So, how do we use node first? Or how do you construct node sentences? So, any verb, e-adjective or na-adjective, and then a noun, all in its plain form. And then for noun, instead of using da, we use na plus node. So, verb in its plain form, node. E-adjective in its plain form, node. Na-adjective in its plain form, node. And then noun, na, node. And then another sentence. So, what's this node about? So, like kara, introduced in lesson 9, node indicates causes and reasons. While kara subjectively highlights a cause or a reason, node objectively presents a cause and effect relationship as a natural course of events. As the use of node softens the view of the speaker, leaving a weak impact on the listener, it is often used to express a reason gently. to ask permission or to make an excuse. Again, cause and effect, and it softens the reasoning, or you could use this also when you want to reason and ask for permission or making an excuse. So, example. 日本語がわからないので、英語で話していただけませんか? Again, 日本語がわからないので、英語で話していただけませんか? I don't understand Japanese, so would you please speak in English? Now, this one, the speaker is asking for permission or asking for something, right? That's why he or she uses ので. Okay. Example again. 用事があるので、お先に失礼します. May I leave now? I have something to do. Now this one, the speaker again uses ので because the speaker is asking for permission to leave at the moment or now. Okay. Now, 危ないから機械に触らな. Do not touch the machine because it's dangerous. Now, why did we use kara in this one? 危ないから機械に触るな. Don't touch the machine because it's dangerous. Okay. In the last example, we do not use no de because as no de softens the expression, it is not used with the imperative or the prohibitive forms. So never use abunai no de kikai ni sawaru na. Because you are trying to prohibit someone to do something and you are using an imperative or a prohibitive form of a verb, you use kara. Alright? Again, no de is used to soften an expression, so do not use it with an imperative or the prohibitive forms. Remember that. And then, since no de is used with the plain form as shown before, okay, in more polite expressions, or if you want to be more polite, however, it can be used with the polite form. Yoji ga arimasu no de, osake ni shitsurei shimasu. May I leave now? I have something to do. It is the same with yoji ga aru no de, osake ni shitsurei shimasu. Again, if you want to be more polite with your listener, you can use no de in the polite form. Like, yoji ga arimasu no de, osake ni shitsurei shimasu. Now, let's talk about tochude. Tochude means during or on the way to. It follows verb dictionary form or noun no. Again, when you want to use tochude, be sure that your verb is in the dictionary form and your noun is followed by no and then tochude. Example, Chitsu wa furu tochude Kikko ga atte basu ga okorete shimattan desu. Chitsu wa furu tochude. Notice how the kimasu is in its dictionary form, which is kuru. Kikko ga atte basu ga okorete shimattan desu. Actually, on my way here, there was an accident and the bus was delayed. Notice that the tochude follows the dictionary form kuru instead of kimasu in this sentence. Now, let's use it with the noun. Marathon no tochude kibun ga waruku narimashita. Marathon no tochude kibun ga waruku narimashita. I got sick during the marathon. So the noun here is the marathon, followed by no and then tochude. And then kibun ga waruku narimashita. I got sick during the marathon. Wakarimashita minasan. Wakatta ne.
Alright, that's just it for today. See you on our next videos. And don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel to keep you updated on our lessons so you can master Japanese language in no time.